Good morning. How's everybody today? It's a beautiful day. My name is Reverend Faerie Elaine Silver. Come on in, everybody. We're going to start the program. Come on in. That'd be better. So, yes, I drove down from Sarasota, and I'm happy to be back here at Unity of Fort Myers. It's always a joy to come back. And so for our opening prayer, we're going to sing my version of the Lord's Prayer, which I changed from Our Father, that, which is very difficult to sing, to a country waltz. And I'm going to sing it through. Some of you know it because I do it here fairly often. And some of you know it. Join in. And if you don't know it yet, you will because you already know the words. I did unitize some of the words. I changed it a little bit. But it's still the same idea. And it's a country waltz like this. Our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread. You forgive us our debts as we do our debtors. And we're going to affirm what we want instead of what we don't want right here. You lead us and guide us and protect us and deliver us from evil and error. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and thine is the glory forever and ever. Are we ready to sing this now? You already know the words. Very easy melody. And if anybody does want to get up and do a little waltz, you're welcome to do that too. Our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread. You forgive us our debts as we do our debtors. Let me hear you. The most important part. You lead us and guide us and protect us and deliver us from evil and error. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and thine is the glory, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever. Amen. So it is. There you go. Okay. And I hand it over to Christine. Beautiful, Christina.
Top of the morning, dear ones. What a joy to see your smiling faces. It's been a wonderful week throughout. Many people, a lot of celebrations, a lot of graduations, new beginnings for many people. And every day is a new beginning for each one of us. We're so happy that you've come to celebrate with us this morning. I'd like you to join us together as we share the mission statement together. Prayer, education, and service, we bring together the one and only power of God. Our mission, centered in love, we joyfully celebrate a world united in divine peace. I'd like to share with you this morning our announcements for today, May the 18th, 11:30 in the chapel. The board meeting will take place. Feel free to join them if you can. Wednesday, May the 28th at 5:30 to 7:30 in the chapel. It is a class on the 10 Commandments book review with Reverend Crystal. It'll be the 4th commandment, and you can ask questions regarding the metaphysical part of the 10 Commandments. Saturday, May the 31st, 9:30 to 10:30, the chapel, the Urantia overview. James Lease has been doing this for eons, and he will share his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Urantia book. All is welcome. You can come every week, or you can come, just drop in when you like. Saturday, May the 31st, 10:30 to 12, the chapel, quantum oneness discussion and meditation. That's going to be Russ Walton. It'll be a discussion of the quantum oneness consciousness and synchronicities. So it's a wonderful, wonderful book and a great study. So come if you can and join in. I'd like to invite Pam to come forward at this time with our prayer box. We have the little blue cards, and you can put your prayer request on them, place them in the prayer box that's here. Later it'll be over here, and your prayers will be prayed upon 30 days by our people, and then it'll be sent to Silent Unity. So join in and place your prayers there.
Father, Mother God, God is our help in every need. We find ourselves in situations that we feel sometimes anxious and confused, but God knows the answer. All your requests, God knows the answer. God is here. God is with us. God is in you. God is permeating every cell of your body. God is closer than our breath. We know, God, that you are answering our prayers in all situations, our lessons or blessings, and we bless all of it. Amen.
Amen. Together. All is well, for it is on earth as it is in the kingdom of heaven. You may join with Pam after the service in the prayer room. And I invite you all to stand as we do our opening affirmation together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. I'd like to share with you now our daily word. It's a beautiful word today, cherished. Don't you just love that word? And this week I've been thinking about wonderful memories, shared memories that we cherish. And it's the beauty of memories. They stay with us. They linger with us for many, many years, and sometimes in vivid detail and living color. So our word today is cherish. I cherish opportunities to share the love of God. It isn't the price of something that determines its value. It's how much it is cherished. It's not how long something looks or what it cost that makes it beautiful. It is the love and wonder I feel that helps me cherish it all the more. Just like the gifts I give, I imbue my relationships with love. I cherish those for whom I care deeply, and I want them to feel cherished by me. I hold the intention for love and connection that is at the heart of my very living. Just as I feel cherished as a divine being, I share the love of God through my kind words, considerate acts, at the heart of every kindness. I extend the prayer to those that I serve, that they will feel cherished not only by me, but by God. One of our dear members of decades, she lives in the north now with her son, Betty Marks. And many of you remember Betty and Chet, who were a part of our congregation for decades and served here in wonderful ways. And I received a text from her son yesterday, and he had sent her flowers for Mother's Day, and it made her so happy. He showed her picture. And I cherish Betty and hold Betty in my heart. I hold her in my prayers, as I invite you to do. Sometimes as people move into other states and we don't see them, we can cherish and hold them in our hearts. So deeply do we care for you that we are determined to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also our own selves, because you have become very dear to us. And that's 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. Our affirmation, I share and cherish opportunities of the love of God. Elaine.
So we're going to do our meditation. So if everybody can just get comfortable in your seats. With both feet on the floor if you want. Ground yourself. You don't have to. Lower your gaze or close your eyes or leave them open. Whatever makes you happy. So, the universal voice talks about how we're always at choice. I'm sure everybody here knows that we are spiritual beings having a human experience or a physical experience. We have a body, we have a mind, we have a soul. The thing that majorly differentiates us from a spiritual being having a spiritual experience is spirit beings don't have bodies. And so we get to be the eyes and the ears and the tasting and the feeling for spirit. We get to do that for spirit. And one other thing that we get, that spirit world doesn't have, is choice. You've all heard of free will. We are always at choice, whether we know it or not, whether we're conscious of it or not. That's our gift, our free will. We are always at choice when we tune into the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. Conscious awareness. Some people don't have to have discipline to tune into the universal voice, but most of us need that. We need to be reminded and remind ourselves it's always there. And there's a universal choice. It's the love in the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. The universal voice is still and small. The universal voice answers every call. This comes from within, below and above, as the sacred sounds of love. The universal voice brings us knowing. The universal voice keeps us growing. The universal voice sets us free to roam to the universal sound of Om. The Om is the universal sound of creation. In the beginning, it's not that there was the word, it was the sound, and the sound was Om. I'd like you to join me on 3 Oms. Om. Again. Om. One more time. Om. We are always at choice when we tune into the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. We can sing that. It takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. One more. It takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. And so it is. So we can come back to the room. And you know, with discipline, it's creating habits. It's habitual ways of being. So it's good practice. And that's what we're doing. We're practicing, aren't we? We're here practicing. So we can turn the lights on. And the title today is, we're going to go back to that other, there we go. Spiritual Economics Through Song. I'm going to talk first for a while. And this program is based on Eric Butterworth's book, Spiritual Economics. Has anybody here read that book? Yeah. It's a fantastic book, really. I highly recommend it. And what happened for me was that I had taken the course about 20 years ago, and I still had that book on my shelf, that same book. And I took that book out, and I read it again, and there's different information in it. And it's the same copy of the book. You know, it's a example of when the student is ready, the teachings appear, right? The teacher or the teachings. And I was so inspired by that book that it took me forever, every week, to do my homework, because I'm also a haiku poet. About 4 years ago, I started writing haiku, and I can almost not stop doing it. And when I get inspired, I'm like, oh, you know, it's a form of poetry. It's from Japan. There's 3 lines. There's 5 syllables in the first line, 7 syllables in the second line, and 5 syllables in the third line. And I'm not the best reader, you know, if I can take a sentence and get inspired by it and then create new pathways in my brain to turn it into the 575, I call it the 575, then I can access the information. I can embody it more readily. So it took me, I probably wrote 400 haiku poems during the homework. And it was an 8-week course, Spiritual Economics Through Song, written by spiritual leader Eric Butterworth. Who remembers Eric Butterworth? Okay, I met a woman back in 1976. I met her at the EST training in New York City. Does anybody remember that? It's wonderful. 21 years old. To learn at 21 that we create our own reality, life is a mirror, and that I'm responsible. You know, it's so powerful to have those principles in my life as I grew more into who I am. And so I met this woman, Rebecca, in New York in that training, and I'm still friends with her. We still stay in touch. And she brought me to see Eric Butterworth on Easter Sunday in New York City. I lived in New Jersey, and so I started to go see Eric Butterworth with my friend Rebecca. And it was so powerful to see hundreds of people streaming in and out of Lincoln Center on Sunday mornings. Just so powerful. And to hear him speak and the things that he had to say. And so, let me see. I have my favorite, I call them ideas that I took from the book. I could probably talk for 4 hours on all the different ideas, I call ideas, chapters in the book. But the idea number 1 is God is everywhere present. Have you ever heard that before? God is everywhere present. And this is a major principle in New Thought philosophy. And not only is God everywhere present and in everything, it's not just in everything, it is everything. Everything in the physical and the non-physical, the seen and the unseen world is made of that substance, that essence, that energy, that power. And even the spaces in between, if there's any, they're made of that too. The thing and the nothing are all made of that essence. And it's just in different forms or formless. So it covers it all. And as I said earlier, how we are individualizing and unique expressions of source energy. You know, we're made of that too. So to remember that God is everywhere present and it is everything. So each one here is 100% made of that power. You know, so you can say, I am made of God, and you're not lying. And so I have a couple of haiku poems that I want to share with you. One life coursing through, a divine appointment, human consciousness. The second one. The good I'm seeking is my God. God is my life, health, strength, and support. And then one of the things that my friend Rebecca got me to realize was, I'm young, I'm starting to be a full-time musician and, kind of scraping to get by with finances, and I was sort of complaining about that. Oh, I'm poor. I said I was poor. And she's like, never say you're poor. That is a state of mind. You can say you're broke, right? You can say you're broke, but never say you're poor. And you're going to learn about that if you take the course with Crystal. She's going to talk about that. Never speak of lack. Only that you might not have finances, but you have everything else, and you have opportunities. So, and I love this too, that what Eric Butterworth says. He says, quote, "It's a sin to be poor. You're missing the mark. If you say you're poor, it's like, well, if you say so, because that's what's going to show up for you. It's a state of conscious awareness to know that we are not poor. We might not have money, but we're not poor." So here's one more haiku before we do a song. "I may have been broke, but I have never been poor. Conscious awareness." And the song that I'm going to sing for you, it's a kirtan. Does anybody know what a kirtan is? Some of you do. It's a Sanskrit word. It means to come together to sing. And a traditional kirtan is there's a leader and there's a group, and I'll be the leader, and what I sing, you echo back. So it's called In the Universal Realm. Now, we did the universal voice. Now we're going to do In the Universal Realm. And so I'll sing it, and then you'll see on the lyrics that you repeat that. So, okay. So let me see. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. Let's try it again, your part. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. Om. Now you. I may have been broke, but I've never been poor. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel. I may have been broke, but I've never been poor. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel. True prosperity for you and me. When we open up, we see that we are free. God works through eternity, not doing for me, but as me. We're going to do the ohms. Om. That's good. Keep singing with me. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. In the universal realm where we live and have, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. True prosperity for you and me. When we open up, we see that we are free. God within is always there. Look inside and know it's right there. It's right here. Come on, Om. Om. Let me hear the ohms. Come on. Oh, thank you. And again. Oh. Okay, good job, everybody. Yes, give yourselves a hand. Okay, so we're going to move on to idea number 2, which is the principle of abundance. And if you take that course, that the one with Reverend Crystal, see, I have it here. The 10 Commandments of, I had it here, okay. I might join in with that if I can on those Wednesdays. The principle of abundance. Yeah. We live in an abundant and giving universe. Just look at how nature is constantly giving of itself. How do plants grow? You know, how does that happen? My favorite example is you look at a gigantic oak tree. I have a huge one in my backyard. The circumference is probably about 2/3 of what this area is over here. It's giant. And it came from an acorn this big. And it produces thousands of acorns every year. And each one of those acorns could produce a gigantic oak tree too with thousands. So that to me gives me a sense of like an infinite process, how it could just keep giving and giving. And this is spirit and form, giving of itself. The action of God is to give. So prosperity is a way of thinking and being. It's not something we get. Think about the word affluence. It literally means an abundant flow, fluid, an abundant flow. That's affluence. So here's a haiku poem. The economy is just a barometer of our consciousness. So it's true. It's what we allow. And here is one of my favorite quotations from the book from Eric Butterworth. The kingdom that is within you, which is your very own inlet, may become an outlet to all there is in God. Claim your inheritance of abundance. You are entitled to the support of God, substance in everything to which you give your mind or hands. Now, this is my favorite part of it. Let go in the belief in the grace of poverty and the subconscious sense of guilt in having things, along with the feelings of unworthiness. These are attitudes that have such a detrimental influence upon human consciousness. Claim your inheritance. Eric Butterworth. Okay, so here's another couple of haiku poems. I am rich in spirit by reason of spiritual inheritance. Yes. And I have, the wheel of fortune is the ever-present God. It's an inside job. And thirdly, living a charmed life, knowing I deserve it all, spirit then responds. And when I say I, it means there's only one of us, so you could each claim that. Living a charmed life. And people have said to me, boy, you live a charmed existence. I'm like, yeah, okay, I accept. Living a charmed, Faerie Elaine, that's pretty charming. So, living a charmed life, knowing I deserve it all, spirit then responds. Okay, so idea number 3. Your fortune begins with you. Say that. My fortune begins with me. Let's say that. My fortune begins with me. Our point of power is always in the present moment. This is where we are free to make the choices. Remember that word from earlier? We are always at choice. This is where we are free to make the choices that support or deny our desires. Conscious awareness is the key. See, that's the part about it takes discipline to listen in, to remember that, what am I thinking? Do I believe that? Just to remember that we can change your thinking, change your life. This is being conscious of what we're thinking and feeling. You know, you might be saying affirmations over and over, but you may be thinking, oh, I'm the greatest, or whatever it is, I am, but you're not feeling it. You're not feeling that. So it causes confusion. So a belief is a thought we keep thinking. So if we continually feel into those thoughts that we want to have made manifest, it happens. You know, it's like there's a bottle of dirty water and you just put one drop at a time and eventually it comes clear. Because that becomes a habitual way of thinking. I am perfect, whole, and completely healthy. You know, whatever you want to think about. That's my go-to affirmation. Okay, this one, I love this distinction. Did you ever hear or say, I don't know what happened, a feeling just came over me? How many people have had that one? Okay, but feelings are caused by beliefs, which are often unconscious beliefs. So if all of a sudden you get this feeling and you don't know where it came from, that's a good time to stop and think about, well, when did I ever feel like this before? And go back into your past. Some of it may be through race consciousness, it's in our DNA, it's handed down, but it's a good time to get clear. Well, what do I want? What do I want to think? Think what you want to think. A belief is just a thought we keep thinking, or it could be a lie or a truth we keep hearing. So that's another reason to be consciously aware of what we're hearing, what we're thinking, what we're saying. And if we're not happy with what we're thinking and feeling, find better feeling thoughts. Or go do something like take the dog for a walk, or go meditate, or take a nap, or do something to shift that if you're not feeling good. Take a little vacation from those thoughts and feelings and put yourself in a place that feels better. So I have this song. It's called Thoughts Become Things. And I wrote it back when The Secret, remember that movie, The Secret? And there was the guy Tut, and every day he sent out an affirmation, and he always said, thoughts become things. So it goes like this. Summer into fall, winter into spring, listen to the call, the thoughts become things, thoughts become things, I let my wishes ring, I'm awakening, the pendulum swings to thoughts becoming things, the blessings they can bring, aware that I'm aware, my thinking is a prayer, my thinking is a prayer, my thinking is a prayer, thoughts become things. My wishes sing. I'm affirming now, God's declaring how each and every hour I tap into the power of universal law. It brings a state of awe. The magic of the mind is out of space and time, out of space and time, out of space and time. I'm opening. I'm awakening. Thoughts become things, the pleasures they can bring, the treasures of a king. I am one with everything. 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 Summer into fall, winter into spring, listen to the call, the thoughts become things, 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 thoughts become things. Choose good ones. All right. Good job, everybody. All right, so idea number 4, in the flow of God, a giving spirit. In the flow of God, a giving spirit. Quotation from Eric Butterworth. The goal should not be to make money or acquire things, but to achieve the consciousness through which the substance flows forth when and as you need it. I'm not saying don't make plans, don't do a retirement fund, do that too. But the idea in life isn't, I got it. It's not to get. It's to be and have. It's to be, really. So he talks about forces of nature. This could be a force of nature. How electricity is an invisible current, right? You know, we can't, the way we prove electricity is by what it does. We can't see it, we can touch it and get shocked, but we can't, it's invisible. It's an invisible current. So here's one haiku. Electric current is invisible to us. We can't deny it. And then I continue here. Money or affluence, it doesn't have to be in form. That's also an invisible force, right? And that's why it's called currency, right? Money and electricity are both currency. Here's a couple haikus. Handle currency with a joyous attitude to get into the flow. I trust the allness of the infinite supply. Spirit is my source. Oh, here's a couple more. Here in a nutshell, giving way to divine flow is in consciousness. It's not what we are giving to, it's what we are truly giving from. And this is what Eric Butterworth says about giving from our divine essence. We can't outgive God, for money is God in action. It is a flow. And when the flow is blocked, did you ever get to a point where you just feel stuck and you don't know what to do? What do you do when you're stuck? Well, he says, when the flow is blocked, something's got to give. And if it's financial, he says, just start giving. Just give to give, you know. Give somebody on the street that needs, here's $1, you know, here's, smile at somebody. This happened to me in California in 1998, and I still talk about it and remember it. I was in traffic heading south, and traffic was heading north, and there was a lot of traffic, and then there was a street to my right, and somebody was waiting to make a left turn to go the opposite of the way I was going. And then there was a little break in the traffic, so I stopped and let the person go on. And as they went and made that left turn ahead of me, they threw me a kiss. And I still feel that. And I do it now. If somebody lets me, I blow kisses. It's so much fun. So I have a song. It's called Something's Gotta Give. And it's like sort of a Buddy Holly song that I wrote. A metaphysical Buddy Holly. I have a few of them. It's fun. So let me see. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. Giving of itself is the universal start, creating the perfect setting. What I gotta give comes straight from my heart. It is love and light and blessings. Sing along if you'd like. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. I release what no longer serves, creating a space for growing. Opening to grace brings me what I deserve from a place deep within my knowing. Let's do that chorus. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. In a sacred, abundant flow. In an abundant flow. And so it is. Okay. And we're getting to my favorite parts, my really favorite parts. For idea number 5 is called Distinctions in the Tithing Practice. How many people here tithe? Yeah, I tithe. But this really opened me up when I found this out from Eric Butterworth, the second time I read the book. According to Butterworth, there are distinctions around the concept of tithing. If we give to get, this is not real giving. And 2, the history of the tithe, which translates to the word 10, is a giving of 10% of income, crops, or whatever is earned or accumulated. It was a requirement. It wasn't a free giving. You had to do it. And some people guilty of not giving their full share were put to death. This is whatever, it's Eric. I believe it. And do you remember that song from Billie Holiday? Them that's got shall give, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. This is what she's talking about. God bless the child that's got his own and gives. And it's the idea that it's conscious awareness. If you have that giving spirit, it will come back to you. If you don't have a giving spirit, even what you have will be taken away. So it's a good idea to shift that. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down and shaken together and running over, shall men, women give unto your bosom. For with the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again, or not. And so once I heard that tithing was originally a requirement, I upped my monthly gift by 50% because I felt good, like I had wanted to do it and I just didn't get around to it. So that caused me to just, and I don't even notice it. It's like the bank pays it and I don't feel anything. So let's see. So I'm also consciously aware of smiling at people. I'm a little bit more generous when I tip, and I just like the sharing thing. And so I'm going to sing you my song about the lottery. Does anybody play the lottery here? Anybody play? Well, I play it every week. I spend $6 a week on the lotto. I have my numbers, and sometimes I win, and sometimes I'll win a free ticket. And when I'm in there, and in Florida, if they put the ticket through the machine, and if you win, you hear dun da da da, and I go and I come on dun da da da. So I'm just like excited about it. It's a fun thing to do. And when I think about, when we win, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We're just. I have all these ideas of how to share and help people and make myself happier, maybe, for a minute, because that's what happens. We think things make us happy, and they do for a minute, a week, a day, a year. So, but the idea about the lotto is if I didn't win anything, I get to contribute about $300 a year to education in Florida. And I think that's a good thing. I like education. So here's the lottery ticket song. So let's see. Here we go. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, I am a winner. I am a winner. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, my heart's a glimmer. My heart's a glimmer. My vibration's risen and it's given me such a feeling. A realization, transformation's healing. Oh, yes, it's healing. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, I am a winner. I am a winner. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, my heart's a glimmer. My heart's a glimmer. There's my lottery ticket song. Okay. And then you know what? We're going to skip the idea number 6 because we're kind of running low on time. So we're going to move on to my favorite idea, which is called Green Side Up. Does anybody have $1 or a piece of paper money I can just show? Because Eric Butterworth says, use the green side. Yeah, I need it now. Use the green side up. I forgot my money. So I forgot my dollar. But if you look at the dollar, if you look at the head side, and all the paper money, all of it. So there's the head side. We usually give, that's just like sort of the dominant side with the head on it, right? There's Abraham Lincoln on the 5. But if you look at the back side, see how much more green it is than the head side? The tail side is more green. Well, every single piece of paper money, and the coins too, I found that out after I wrote the song, says, "In God we trust." They all say it. And so the practice that Eric Butterworth has us do is whenever you hand somebody money, hand it to them with the green side up, because "In God we trust" reminds us that we're blessing the money that we're giving, and we're also a blessing. And we're blessing the person. So I said that to someone. When I first found this out, and I was in the Circle K getting a cup of coffee, and I said to the cashier, the woman, I said, "Look what I just found out. See this?" And I explained this whole thing about green side up, and then you're blessed too. And she goes, "I needed to hear that today." And it was like, and I did it to the lady in the delicatessen in New Jersey too, in Randolph. Anyway, this is here for you. And so we're going to do the song "Green Side Up." And, I grew up in a nursery school, so we're going to have a little bit of hand motions too in this one. So it goes like this. All the paper money in America has the message "In God we trust." All the paper money in America has the message for each one of us. Now here's the chorus, and it goes like this. Green side up when you put your money down. Let's try that part. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." So we're going to try that chorus together from the top. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." All the paper money in America has a message for each one of us. All the paper money in America has the message "In God we trust." Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." There's a blessing to the person you hand the money to. There's a blessing that comes back to you. All the paper money in America has a message for each one of us. All the paper money in America has the message "In God we trust." Let me hear you. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." One more. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." And so it is. All right, so I'm going to give it back over to Christine, our platform. Let's have a hand for her. And also, all the people back there doing the PowerPoint and the sound and the video, let's hear it for them too. Fabulous. Wonderful.
Thank you, Elaine. It's always a joy to see you. You've been coming for decades, too. Yes. Yes, yes. And in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Yes. Great to see you. And you always inspire us, and you make it a lot of fun. I invite you, just for a moment, take your tithes, your love offerings, in the palms of your hands, and acknowledge that affirmation. In God I trust. In God I trust. And together, our blessing of our offering. We bless these gifts with divine purpose and power to do what is true and good in the world.
We're going to pass around the, what do they call those things? The bag? Green bag. And we're going to say, God is my source. All my needs are met, and I'm grateful. God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. One more time. God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. One more time. God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. God is my source. God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. And again, God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful.
Thank you, Elaine. Remember board meeting today after the service in the chapel building. All right, let's bring our children in. Cue up our song, I'm Walking in the Light.
You are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. You are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Good morning. I'm Kathy, and with me I have Sophia, Jackson, Morgan, Tiago, Zoe, Nairi, and of course Raquel. And we talked about from breakdown to breakthrough, and I told them like a breakdown is something that went wrong and prevents something from working properly in our lives. And then I talked about a breakthrough is the cycle of enlightenment. It is where those ahas happen and you get to make new choices. Then we talked about our thoughts and how our thoughts shape our reality in our life. Thoughts are all around us, shaping the world. Although they seem invisible, you could do many things with thoughts, and thoughts become many things. So I told them, listen to what's inside you. They're like the little voice in me. I'm like, yes, listen to the little voice in you. And then we talked about what we give comes from the heart. And we talked about our actions, words, and intentions are rooted in our inner being, our true self. And then we talked about the quality of our giving is whether it's our time, our resources, our love. And so they shared things that they do. Jackson always tells people he loves them, either by giving them fist bumps, hugs, or just saying the word, I love you. And they were all saying, like, they make things and they give them to other people. So I was like, yes. So they were talking about how they let their sacred abundance flow that way, and they talked about their faith and their hope and living in spirit. And so there were many conversations going on in that room. And then they played with each other and had fun. That's it. Does anyone want to share anything? Yes.
I love my family and cats.
Tiago?
I love my pet and mom.
No? You leaned over like you're going to say something. Morgan? No. Sophia? Nope. She's like, I'm going to hide in this plant. Irie, you want to say anything? No? Okay. Raquel? No. Oh, now Jackson. Yes.
Believe in yourself.
Yes.
Thank you, Kathy. We appreciate the wonderful work that you're doing with our children and our youth. Let's warm up our hands. Let's bless our children here and our children all over the world. You are loved, blessed, and important. We behold and bless the Christ you are. Let us all stand now for our peace song.
Okay, are we all ready? Okay. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Light of God surrounds us. The light and the light.
The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Strong in faith, steadfast in love, we are already receiving our good. Have a wonderful and blessed week.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected
could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your love